gossip. Do you want the second letter on the air, yes or no?
Yes.
Because when I get that second letter, people know, because he grew up here, from Village, that he went to school with you there.
Okay, we don't need to give out any more information. Just give
So the
me...
first letter was T, correct?
Okay, yes.
I'm asking if you want it. I'm totally being fair to you. Do you want that second letter?
I want the second letter.
The second letter, because there's no taking it back when I say this letter.
I know. I know.
Z. What? I have no idea.
Oh, yes!
Hot Hollywood gossip is coming up. Get huge savings on Nissan vehicles from Imperio Nissan. Call 844-GO-IMPERIO.
A.
No.
I looked up TZ names. Is it Saziki?
It is. My secret's out. Yay, they're still friends, thank goodness.
All right, listen, I drive a Nissan Leaf. Jill drives a Nissan Altima. Kevin drives a Nissan Rogue. We love these vehicles.
One thing real quick about the Rogue. I don't know if you guys saw this over the weekend, but they announced the title for the next Mission Impossible movie, and it's Rogue Nation. We already know that the Star Wars movie is called Rogue One.
Hey.
Look at me. The Rogue.
Wait, look at you or look at Nissan?
Me.
You've already had enough guesses.
How many guesses? Do I get 26? Do I get 26 guesses?
Sure, yeah.
Thanks, pal. So go on to our website. Here's the deal. We're giving away one of these vehicles. You can win a Nissan for yourself. Time is running out on this. 1043myfn.com. Keyword is...
54 downtown now, Chatsworth at 53. Anaheim has 56 degrees. And this is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Dick Hilton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Lawyers for Robert Durst are in court right now in New Orleans. They are trying to get him out of jail, where he's in a psych ward on suicide watch. They say he was wrongly arrested. He's facing a murder charge here in Los Angeles, too. Prosecutors here trying to get Durst back to Southern California. We're watching the hearing. Whatever happens, we'll tell you first here on KNX. Texas Senator Ted Cruz announcing that he wants to reignite the promise of America. He's getting out there early, announcing that he wants to be your GOP presidential candidate in 2016. More coming up in minutes from CBS News.
So the kids at Granada Hills did it again. The statewide champions in the academic decathlon. And now moving on to the national competition that'll be held next month in Garden Grove. Brian Bauer is the executive director of the Granada Hills Charter High School, joining us now live. Brian, good morning to you. Big morning, I suspect there. Probably lots of cheers and fun being had by everybody.
Yeah, good morning. Indeed it is. And it's good to be back on the show this morning with you guys, having taken a break last year, given El Camino's championship run. But yeah, it's an exciting morning for all of our campus to celebrate the accolades, the victories of these 9 incredible students.
Yeah, no question about that. When you said El Camino, Randy Cardoon over there just got all excited.
Yay.
In any event, though, you guys consistently are good. What does it take to do this? And the reason I ask that in the context of the fact that we're watching all these basketball games going on right now, and the world's attention is on that in the NCAA. But, you know, there is a lot to be said for the kind of work that goes into the success that your kids are having.
Yeah, indeed it does. And I would say first and foremost, it's because we, and it's the collective we, are behind all of our students all the time in every endeavor. And it's not just an academic decathlon. We think the unique ingredient behind Granada Hills' success is our great teachers and staff who are so committed to every single one of our over 4,300 students. And being an independent charter school means that the funding, the money that is there for every kid comes straight to us, that it's spent at our school, determined by our school, by the board of directors and the staff here at this school. It's spent on the students that we serve. We have the ability, the privilege to select the very best teachers, and we do that, and we treat them and support them as well as we possibly can. It's that formula for creativity that creates that success across the board for us.
Well, you've done it very well. It certainly is an example of what education can be. And Brian, congratulations to you and all the kids out there at Granada Hills. Appreciate your time this morning. Give a big round of applause to the kids for us.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. A big shout out from KNX will certainly be in order this morning.
We'll do it. Brian Bauer there, Granada Hills Charter High. The kids are the champions once again. Statewide KNX News Time, 7:50. An update for you right now on sports. Scramble for the checkered flag at Fontana yesterday. Here's Randy.
Yeah, the question was who was going to cross the finish line with the win at the Auto Club 400. Kurt Busch actually entered the final lap with a slim lead.
Kurt Busch needs out front. No, it isn't, because that 2 car is going to eat his lunch. Here he comes, baby. 1 to go. Next flag ends the race. Boy, Kurt Busch made a run. It's not going to work there. He got right to the back bumper of Keselowski.
Correct. Easy.
Bad Brad wins in California.
Mike Joy, Darrell Waltrip on Fox. The final three, Keselowski, Kevin Harvick was second, Busch faded to third. NHL last night, Rangers beat the Ducks 7-2. Break time in the NCAA tournament. UCLA finds out they'll face Gonzaga for the second time this season in the Sweet 16. Back on December 13th, Gonzaga came to Poly and beat the Bruins by 13. That'll get underway on Friday at 4:15 in Houston. NBA, Clippers and Lakers both win. Novak Djokovic tops Roger Federer straight sets to win the BNP Paribas men's tennis final. Simona Halep won the women's event at Indian Wells. Sports, 20 and 50 minutes past each hour. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Brought to you by Galpin Motors.
Hi, this is Bo Bachman from Galpin Ford. Right now is a great time to buy or lease a new Ford at Galpin. Why? Simply put, Ford Motor Company has challenged Galpin Ford to have our biggest March in our 69-year history. That means that we are having our biggest sell-a-thon in our history. We know we've got to make it worth your while. That's why right now at Galpin Ford, included with the purchase or lease of any new Ford, receive oil and filter changes for 2 years. And that's on top of your great Galpin deal. Huge rebates, amazing lease deals, and 0% APR financing. And we are putting our money where our mouth is. Test drive a new Ford at Galpin first. If you then decide to purchase that same comparably equipped vehicle elsewhere at better terms, we will give you $500 in gasoline just for giving Galpin Ford the opportunity first.
Galpin Ford, conveniently located just off the 405 freeway up the Roscoe Boulevard exit. Call 1-800-GO-GALPIN or click on galpin.com. Maximum of 4 oil changes must be performed at Galpin Ford. See Galpin for full gasoline offer. Sale ends March 31st.
A paid announcement.
Here's an important credit tip from creditrepair.com. Not only are late payments among the top cause of a lower credit score, but even after you pay them off, late payments remain on your credit report as a negative item that continues to hurt your score. Your credit score improves when those late payments are actually removed from your report, but it can be extremely difficult. That's why you need the credit experts at creditrepair.com. They work with both your creditors and the credit bureaus to remove questionable negative items from your report and improve your credit score. If you're suffering from a low credit score, call creditrepair.com at 800-908-1371. And in just a few minutes, you'll know exactly what's hurting your credit score and how to improve it. For over 15 years, we've been helping thousands. So call the most recognizable name in the industry, creditrepair.com at 800-908-1371. 800-908-1371. 800-908-1371.
Hey, KNX listeners, this is Jim Thornton. You know, your transmission is one of the most important parts of your car. And with newer cars, you just can't tell if your transmission is the problem or not. If your car doesn't feel right or a service light is on, there's only one place to go. That's AMCO. I really trust these people. And for a limited time, mention KNX 1070 and the guys at AMCO will check your transmission for free. If your check engine light or any service light is on, AMCO will read and report the trouble codes to you at no cost. I mean, why pay someone to read trouble codes when AMCO will do it for free? And whatever that trouble code indicates, transmission or otherwise, AMCO can fix it for you. And I love this. If money is a little tight, they have easy payment plan options for almost any credit situation. Call the pros at 1-800-GO-AMCO or log on to amcosocal.com for the center nearest you. That's AAMCO. AMCO. Transmissions and a whole lot more.
Most vehicles may not be combined with any other offer. Participating centers only.
This is Fire Captain Lou Courier. Los Angeles County is installing cell towers on 86 fire stations near you. The radiation generated by these 7-story eyesores can cause debilitating health effects. Studies suggest nearby families could get sick too. Yet the Board of Supervisors is erecting these toxic towers without public hearings or required studies. This time, be there for us, your firefighters. Call the Board of Supervisors at 213-974-1411. Tell them to stop the cell towers now.
The proceeding paid for by the Los Angeles County Firefighters, Local 1014.
When you need kitchen or laundry appliance repair, visit myapplianceservice.com. Here's your update on traffic and weather together on the Visor Jan.
I got a call from a woman named Tracy about this Topanga southbound at Plummer. Tracy, I looked into it for you. This is in the Chatsworth area. What I'm reading about is it says a big rig crash took out the traffic signal there. And I do see that the southbound side is slow, and this is right at Lassen. So this is Topanga and Lassen. It's southbound is slow from the 118, northbound is heavy from Plummer. So that's the deal there. I'll try to get more information for you. All right, in the San Fernando Valley as well, 118 westbound at the 5. We have a 2-car crash blocking the number 1 lane. Also heading into the Eagle Rock area using the 134 East, right around Harvey. It's right by the 2 freeway. We've got a box and debris, and they're saying possibly glass. So just want to give you a heads up there. In the 2 left lanes, 134 eastbound at Harvey near the 2. Santa Monica Freeway westbound at La Cienega coming to the Mid-City area. We've got a 2-car crash in the middle lanes there. It's they're trying to get it over to the right shoulder, but I can tell you that westbound 10 is really slammed coming from the downtown slot. If you continue to move into the downtown area, northbound side of the Harbor Freeway is not a fun drive this morning. It's very heavy from the 105, and I promised I would talk about the drive to LAX. Northbound 405, coming from Orange County, you'll start to hit the brakes right around Carson on that northbound 405, and it stays heavy all the way up towards LAX. And out in Corona, West 91 at Green River, 3-car crash blocking the number 1 lane from the left. Traffic and weather to get on the 5s on Next Report at 8:05 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
Look for a partly cloudy sky across Southern California today. Temps up to around 70 or so later on. Then for tomorrow, it looks like 70s again. By Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, they're warming up quite a bit. 80s, maybe some 90s as we head in toward the weekend. Right now, Eagle Rock has 56, San Bernardino has 54, Downey has 53.
If you're traveling between Westwood and the Valley, you can save up to 20 minutes each way with Metro's new Valley Westside Express. You'll fly through the Sepulveda Pass on the 405's new carpool lanes. Plan your trip now using the trip planner at metro.net.
KNX News Time, 7:57.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel and Chelsea Clinton are teaming up to get more young people to do community service. The announcement today is a big one for a group called Service Nation. To get it to be, they say, the expectation, not the exception, that after high school or college, young people will commit to 1 year's community service through programs like AmeriCorps. They're also calling on Hollywood movers and shakers to promote that idea through public service announcements and even building it into scripts to, again, make it the expectation that that is the sort of thing you will do once you graduate high school or college. And it is late showtime for James Corden. After months of rehearsals, the Brit is set to debut. There's been a lot of concern that the audience won't get him. They've been trying to break him of his tendency to use British slang. The first guests tonight, Mila Kunis and Tom Hanks. KNX News Time, 7:58.
On an AMA Waterways river cruise, you don't just pass through a destination, you experience it. Our luxurious ships will take you from one stunning European city to the next as you discover grand capitals like Vienna and Amsterdam, as well as charming villages and world-class service and fine dining. Your ship is an intimate 5-star floating hotel where you can relax, indulge, and take in stunning views from your own private balcony. An AMA Waterways River Cruise is for travelers seeking something more. It's unforgettable moments. It's making new friends over dinner. It's being treated to fine wine as you watch the chef prepare your dinner right in front of you. It's exploring Europe as you discover new experiences and awaken all 5 senses. It's the journey that will stay with you forever, because it's not just about where you go. It's how you get there that matters. Discover more today by calling your travel agent or visiting amawaterways.com.
KNX 1070 AM and HD, KAMB HD2 Los Angeles.
KNX 1070 News Radio, broadcasting live from the Southern California BMW Newsroom. Visit SoCalBMW.com today for exceptional lease and finance offers. Top stories at 7:59.
Testing well underway for a possible local Ebola case. I'm Margaret Carrero at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center.
30 Fresh and Easy stores closing here in Southern California.
Parents and teachers turning out to support a teacher at a Brentwood Middle School who's the subject of a civil rights lawsuit. John Barrett is there. With Vicki Moore, I'm Nick Helton. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. And CBS News is coming up next. All news, all the time. Southern California's only all-news radio station. It's 8 o'clock.
CBS News. I'm Steve Kathan. His name is Ted Cruz, and he wants to be president. The Republican Texas senator is in the 2016 race. He's taken his message to a conservative hotbed. Live to CBS's Stephen Portnoy.
At Liberty University, a college in Virginia founded by the late Reverend Jerry Falwell, Ted Cruz urged the crowd to stand with him.
I believe in the power of millions of courageous conservatives rising up to reignite the promise of America. And that is why today I am announcing that I'm running for President of the United States.
The Texas senator pledged to repeal the health care law on this 5th anniversary of Obamacare, and he got strong applause from the Southern Baptist audience when he vowed to stand unapologetically with Israel. Steve?
The Supreme Court has let stand a Wisconsin law that requires people to present photo ID when they vote. Safety advocates say Chrysler's not done enough to fix a gas tank issue that led to the recall of more than 1 million vehicles in 2013. Transportation correspondent Jeff Begay says only about a third of those vehicles have been repaired.
Chrysler still maintains that there is no defect, that its vehicles are safe and met all safety standards in place when they were sold. It argues that the fire deaths were related to high-speed crashes far in excess of any reasonable expectations for fuel tank performance.
Afghanistan's new leader is in Washington today.
President Ghani visited the Pentagon to thank the troops that have served in Afghanistan and also the American taxpayer for funding the war. And his message going forward?
We are not going to be a burden. We are going to put our house in order.
He talked about the work being done now to build capable Afghan security forces and said the threat of terrorism is still very real, but Afghanistan, he said, will overcome it. Cammie McCormick, CBS News, Washington.
Off the southern Florida coast, the Coast Guard is looking for a cruise ship passenger now in the water.
We're hoping for the best outcome in this case and going to continue searching for as long as we can and hope to find him alive.
Petty Officer Ryan Doss.
It's about 20 miles offshore, so there are strong currents out there and the water is pretty deep, so that really just depends on the individual and if he suffered any injuries when he went overboard.
Nasty weather and low inventories kept home sales sluggish last month. They rose a little more than 1%.
Home sales are at 4.88 million, which is below the 5 million mark we typically view as a healthy market.
Danielle Hale of the National Association of Realtors, she says mortgage issues have kept some potential buyers and sellers on the sidelines. There's where the iconic baseball brand Louisville Slugger has been bought by Wilson Sporting Goods. And reports say pop star Taylor Swift has bought the web addresses taylorswift.porn and taylorswift.adult to protect her brand. Recently, she trademarked lyrics from the song Shake It Off and others on her latest album. The Dow is up 50 points. This is CBS News.
Ebola could be here in Southern California. We're live at the UCLA Medical Center.
Plus, hard times for Fresh and Easy. Stores are closing.
Good morning, I'm Dick Hilton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. It's Monday, March 23rd. Here's what's happening at 8:03. Public health officials waiting on lab test results to figure out if a patient looks like she might have Ebola actually has it. There are 3 hospitals here in Southern California that are certified by the CDC to treat Ebola. Let's go live to one of them. That's the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. And KNX 1070's Margaret Carrero.
The patient, believed to be a woman, was isolated and brought to a local hospital overnight after developing a fever and other signs of illness while undergoing monitoring for Ebola at home in Santa Barbara County. Now, just because we haven't heard much about the Ebola virus here in the U.S. in recent months, Santa Barbara County Community Health Director Susan Klein Rothschild says
every person who travels to one of the countries where there's been an Ebola outbreak, and there are 3 countries, is monitored upon their return to the United States for a period of 21 days. This is occurring in Santa Barbara County as well as across the country.
Now, she does say that they consider this particular case low risk, but those 3 countries are Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Until they are Ebola-free, the risk of exposure and infection still remains. Reporting live, Margaret Carrero, KNX 1070 News Radio.
About 30 Fresh and Easy stores in Southern California are going to be closing their doors in the coming week. KNX 1070's Pete that material live at one of those right now in Long Beach.
The reason behind the closures is some of the locations simply aren't performing up to economic expectations of the company. But Gwen Cagnalotti, a Long Beach teacher, says the store here in Long Beach had a loyal customer base that fit a lot of people's needs.
Because it has prepackaged foods that are ready to eat immediately.
It fits a niche.
It does fit a niche, and especially for me, I'm a busy teacher for Long Beach Unified, and I need that kind of convenience.
The company says those 30 stores will close by April 3rd in order to clear out stock. Prices will be reduced 50 to 75%. Some employees will be laid off and given a severance package, others transferred to other locations. And the company says it's working on a revamped idea of establishing a fresh food convenience store model. No indication about where those will be located. Reporting live in Long Beach, I'm Pete Demetrio, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Heavy traffic in the valley this morning. Let's get you out there. KNX News Time 8:05.
Traffic and weather together on the 5s, brought to you by Subaru of Santa Monica. Here's John.
Lots of calls. This is Surface Street, Topanga, south of the 118 at Lassen. Now, the report was, I mentioned this in my last report, a rig hit the street light. Apparently there was a crash there and it took the light out. So we've got a backup on that south at Topanga to the 118, and northbound it's heavy from about Plummer. Now, I'm looking at DeSoto as an alternate to you. This is for north and southbound travel, and it's actually very heavy. Mason, Winnetka, Corbin, probably better alternates. I would say Mason, because that can get you almost all the way up to the 118 there, depending on where you need to go. But I just want to give you a heads up. A lot of calls about it, especially southbound Topanga, tough getting away from the 118. All right, also in the valley, 101 eastbound, just got a tip call as well. Eastbound at Woodman, we've got a crash blocking the number 1 lane from the left. She said it didn't look like it was an injury accident, but it was definitely there. And I'm looking at your drive, and it's definitely slow getting away from the 405. Also in the valley, 118 west at the 5, we've got a 2-car crash that's in San Fernando in the number 1 lane. The southbound side of the 405 doing its typical thing, slam from Sherman Way all the way into the Sepulveda Pass. And we've had our singular issue for the 5 southbound. This is heading into the Orange County area in Norwalk right now at Imperial. It's a stalled car. Should be getting cleared at any moment now. Just it was a truck actually that conked out in the number 1 lane. And so the backup is not too bad, just coming out of the Commerce area on that south 5. But again, that should be clearing shortly southbound 5 at Imperial. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Our next report at 8:15 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com. I'm CBS 2 meteorologist Evelyn Taft, and this is your exclusive 5-day forecast. We're expecting temperatures in the 60s and 70s today under partly cloudy skies. By tomorrow, a little warmer, but really not feeling that warm up until Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Even the weekend, we're expecting to see 80s and 90s in the mix with plenty of sunshine, possibly a little cooler by the end of the weekend, though. Until then, windy conditions lasting for the next few days, and then the winds picking up again as the offshore conditions continue through the end of the week. That's your 5-day forecast, where the weekend's always in sight here at KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 56 degrees in Pasadena right now. Westminster at 60 and Huntington Beach at 59.
Paul Revere Middle School on the west side, the scene of a rally this morning in favor of a teacher who's facing a civil rights lawsuit for allegedly making some racist remarks. Let's take you live to the scene in KNX 1070's John Barrett.
It looks like there are about a dozen parents out here protesting in support of the teacher, Stephen Carnine. They were standing out in front of the school. He's accused of using the racially charged remarks in his class here at Paul Revere Middle School and Magnet Center, including the use of the N-word. LA Unified is being sued on behalf of a mixed-race student. The suit alleges civil rights violations and seeks unspecified damages, as well as a court order directing that LAUSD provide accommodations to students free from prohibited discrimination. LA Unified officials had no comments on the complaint. They say they're still reviewing it. Live in Brentwood, John Baird, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Some business owners in the Venice area are holding a safety meeting tonight after a restaurant owner was attacked and had his finger bitten off by a homeless man. The restaurant owner says he was attacked after he asked the guy to leave.
He was telling people, give me money now, very aggressively in their face.
It took about 40 stitches to close up that wound.
Home sales still stuck a little, even though mortgage rates are low. Frank Motek has more in your money news. That's coming up next. KNX News Time, 8:09.
This spring, low prices are blooming on new Subarus at Subaru of Santa Monica.
Hi, this is Ron Davis, owner of Subaru of Santa Monica. We invite you to come in and see the difference today.
Subaru of Santa Monica! Daily specials online at SubaruSantaMonica.com.
Why settle for the off-the-shelf windows from the big box stores that you have to install yourself?
15 years ago, Bill and Kathleen started American Vision Windows and Solar to give great customer service. 15 years later, and they've become California's #1 window replacement company.
Off-the-shelf windows don't look much better than the ones you already have.
That's why Bill...
Fun to test your intelligence, see if you're actually ready for a Monday. We did it at like 5 to end the answer. We're like, nope, there we go. Go back to bed, can't do it. It is a battle of the sexes. Representing the man, his name is Adam. He lives in Sail Beach. He works as an IT consultant, enjoys time with his kids. Let's hear it from my Habibi. Hats up.
Hey guys.
Shukran Habibi.
Representing the ladies, her name is Mickey. She's from Van Nuys. She works as a small business owner and enjoys looking at Thor. Let's hear it from Mickey.
What's going on, Mickey?
Good morning.
Hey, Mickey.
Chris Hemsworth or the actual Thor character?
Unfortunately, I actively stopped the guys to play Thor at Disneyland.
Mickey, let me try it on you. Marhaban Kifik. Shukran Habibti.
Good job.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to jump in with some Arabic yourself, Adam, but you didn't do it.
Oh, I could. I'm just somehow on a mix 104.3 FM.
So in English, that translates to my FM. There's no mix in there. All right, well, what are you going to do? All right, here's how it works, Mickey. I'm going to ask you stereotypical guy questions. Adam, Joe will ask you stereotypical girl questions. Best out of 3 wins. Still tied at the end of regulation. We go to a not-so-tough tiebreaker question. Let us start with the ladies. Here we go. George R.R. Martin's The Song of Ice and Fire book series is the inspiration for what television series?
Game of Thrones.
That's Mickey's. Was that Mickey that answered?
Yes, I love that series.
Yeah, Mickey, you're right.
20 Days, 5th season.
Adam, interior designer Nate Berkus got his fame from what talk show?
Nate Berkus. I don't know.
Oprah.
Girls up 1-0. Okay, this question is for Mickey. If you were buying a Louisville Slugger, what are you buying?
A baseball bat.
That's right.
Adam, Shailene Woodley stars in what film series?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Shailene Woodley stars in what film series?
Shailene Woodley. 24.
No, Divergent.
Okay, all right.
I think that's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Okay, well, that's a wrap. And good night, everybody. Mickey, my Habibti, congratulations. Mickey's got it. Mickey, you got a Battle of Sexes Championship certificate. Download it as a PDF, printed, hang it on your wall with pride.
I will get that tattooed on me. Oh my goodness.
Congratulations.
Yay!
You've also got tickets to hang out with this girl at the Hollywood Palladium.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
It's Megan Trainor. You're going to Megan Trainor. You're all about that bass. I heard that, yeah.
Oh, honey, that song is my anthem.
She's a sweetheart. She's been in the studio a bunch of times now. We adore her. She's great.
Oh, I found her on YouTube, and I was so excited that she blew up. Oh,
Yeah.
guys, oh, this is so exciting. I'm
Mickey,
so
how old are you, by the way?
old enough?
Well, it's great. No, I just find it interesting that you found this artist on YouTube and you got behind him and stuff. You know, 20-year-olds do that, not so much 40-year-olds like you and I.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Hey Mickey by Tony Basil, not your anthem. That should be
My FM traffic. Next.
You like earth-shattering ideas? If not, then change the station now. Okay, now that the people afraid of the future have left, I'm Brad Bellflower, Silicon Valley Maverick and Chief Change Officer of the new Apartments.com. What do you say we take a little tour? Just close your eyes. Unless you're driving, our lawyers would prefer that you keep your eyes open, but everybody else, close them and imagine your dream apartment. Now imagine you're looking at it on a website, but not just any website, a website with real-time rental rates and availability so that you won't see an apartment that's already been rented. You're amazed. You tell all your friends, your grandma, your gastroenterologist, your grandma's gastroenterologist. You tell them it's breath.
So go on, get your loan on.
Oh, yeah!
See for yourself just how easy it is to get your loan on with Stonegate Direct. For details on costs and terms and to pre-qualify for a great home loan in just minutes, apply online at stonegatedirect.com or call toll-free at 844-READY-SET. That's 844-READY-SET. Stonegate Direct. As easy as ready, set, loan. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates and other details refer to conventional loan product only and are subject to change. Stonegate Direct is operated by Stonegate Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 186732. Not licensed to originate loans in Alaska, Hawaii, Nevada, New York, Utah, and West Virginia. Visit StonegateMTG.com for complete licensing profiles. Equal housing lender.
I am 33 years old.
It's not your parents' retirement.
I have went ahead and started a Roth IRA.
Planning your own future is more complex than ever.
And I do like to keep as much cash on hand as I can.
You need a helping hand, and we are going to provide it. Thursday morning at 10, it's KNX Spotlight, the new retirement. Taking your calls and tweets. Sponsored by System Papers. Exclusive original programming from Southern California's news leader, KNX 1070 News Radio.
KNX News Time 8:15. Traffic and weather together on the 5. Jennifer George.
All right, Vicky was talking about Topanga. Yeah, a lot of calls. The Chatsworth area, Topanga, south and north at last in a big green crash. Check out the traffic signals there. The southbound side is jammed for the 118. Northbound is slowing out from about Nordoff. The alternates, DeSoto is not a great alternate. It's very heavy. Between the 118 and Nordoff. I think Mason might be the way to go. Corbin, those don't go all the way up to the 118. It really depends on where you need to go. But also, Tracy had called back. She was initially gave me this tip about the light being out there. Is that she said that the exits as well to go to DeSoto and Tampa off the 118 are pretty crowded. So just want to give you a heads up on that. There was also an earlier problem on the West 118 right around the 5. Looks like they're clearing that up pretty good there. But it's a little slow through the Mission Hills area, that 118. Stop on side of the 405 tough from Sherman Way heading into the Sepulveda Pass. By the time you get out of the pass, you're in good shape. A little more slowing right around the 90 for that South 405, but After that, it's wide open down towards LAX. The northbound side of the 405 has been very heavy to the South Bay curve this morning, starting around Carson, and it stays tough past LAX all the way up to the Santa Monica Freeway. A couple things. 105 heading into LAX, you've got, it's just red, all the way getting away from the 605 all the way inbound. And also the Santa Monica Freeway. We had earlier problems at La Cienega. They cleared to the right shoulder. There's a two-car crash in the middle lanes, but you're pretty much slammed from the East LA interchange, unfortunately. The 10 West, very, very heavy. All the way out to about Robertson. Eastbound side catching up as well. It's tough for about La Cienega all the way across and over towards the Harbor Freeway as well. Traffic and weather together on the 5s. Our next report at 8:25 from your Southern California traffic leader, KNX 1070 at CBSLA.com.
So I just tried to look out the window here, and immediately you looked out the window to see what's going on.
As soon as you do, I'm like, oh, what's happening?
What's happening out there? And what?
Did the palm tree move?
I don't think so. But what is happening? Do you see clouds? Or clouds out there?
I see a little sunshine.
Well, a little sunshine. That's what we're expecting today. Partly cloudy skies across Southern California with temps up to about 70 or so. That's about it. But by midweek, Evelyn Tapp says things are going to really turn around and get quite warm once again. By the time we get to Wednesday, 80s, maybe Thursday and Friday, back up to the 90s inland. Currently, Studio City has 55, Downey has 53, and in Pasadena this morning, it's 56 degrees. And this is Southern California's only all-news radio station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Dick Hilton.
And I'm Vicki Moore. Up in the valley, it's a party. Right now, Granada Hills High School, they're all gathering to celebrate the school's win in the weekend's California Academic Decathlon. We talked about it live this morning with the school's executive director, Brian Bauer. He was excited to be winning again.
It's an exciting morning for all of our campus to celebrate the accolades, the victories of these 9 incredible students.
Granada Hills advancing to next month's national competition in Garden Grove. And LA Unified, by the way, they dominated the academic decathlon, earning 15 national titles since 1986. Robert Durst, the hearing going on right now in New Orleans. This is a guy who was the focus of that HBO series, The Jinx. The courtroom is absolutely packed right now. The capacity there, just a small courtroom, relatively speaking, about 50 people. They say it is standing room only. Now, he is facing gun and drugs charges there in New Orleans. And the prosecutor is saying, forget all that stuff in Los Angeles. We're focusing on New Orleans right now. Don't look over there. It's about what's happening here, and we want to keep him here. He's currently in a psych ward on a suicide watch, and his attorney, Robert Durst's attorney, in court saying that the arrest in New Orleans was bogus. It was illegal. Searched the hotel room when they shouldn't. The interrogation, it was all illegal, and they want the charges dropped. So we're going to see what's happening. This is what's going on right now, and we'll have more coming up in just minutes here on KNX. Another story we're talking about this morning is the football stadium.
NFL. Kroenke and his people apparently they've got a sketch. They got the sketch out. They've got the schematic out. This is how the stadium is going to look in Inglewood. We're going to talk about that when we check in with Amy Trask, NFL analyst at CBS Sports, but the former CEO of the Raiders. And we'll see what she has to say about this as it relates to Carson. You know, there's this ongoing
Inglewood,
stuff.
Carson, what's going to happen?
And as the mayor said, maybe downtown, I don't know.
Just throw that in. Sprinkle that there. That's coming up in minutes here on KNX. And for breaking news, text alerts from KNX 1070, text the word news, NEWS to 41070. Follow us on Twitter at KNX 1070, KNX Dick Hilton, and Vicki Moore News. KNX News Time 8:19.
When searching for the ultimate driving machine, search South Bay BMW.
Are you ready to make a 6-figure income this year? Hi, I'm Chad Shinnicky, a college dropout turned self-made millionaire. Over the last 25 years, my unique Now I'm ready to show you how easy and simple it is to find, fund, and flip houses or apartment buildings for instant profit in my Find, Fund, and Flip kit. For a limited time, I want to give anyone that calls a free copy of my kit. There's no catch. It's just free. In my kit, I'll show you how easy it is to assess properties quickly to find the perfect property for you to flip. I'll also share how you can tap into my funding sources to fund all of your deals, to flip apartment buildings or single-family homes, with no credit, no cash, or experience needed.
To get your free kit, call 800-357-1868. Call now, and Chad will also give you 2 free tickets to his workshop coming to the LA area. Call 800-357-1868. That's 800-357-1868.
KNX gives me the best traffic report.
3 airplanes cover your drive.
And solutions to get me around the problem.
Traffic every 10 minutes on the 5.
KNX gets me home faster.
KNX 1070 News Radio.
KNX News Time 820. UCLA, not the only local school still playing round ball. Here's Randy Cardoon.
Yeah, the top seed out of Fullerton, Hope International, faces Westmont out of Santa Barbara. It's the NAIA semifinals. They'll play them in Kansas City tonight about 6 o'clock. Winner goes on to the NAIA finals tomorrow. UCLA, meanwhile, found out who they will play in the Sweet 16 at Houston on Friday. They'll face Gonzaga, a team that beat them earlier this year by 13. So how are your brackets going? I've actually posted mine on Instagram at Randy Cardoon, Twitter at KNX Randy Cardoon, and on my Randy Cardoon KNX 1070 Facebook page. Amazing. My name is on all of those. So last night, Lakers won, beat Philadelphia 101-87. Fans at the game even got tacos because the Sixers scored less than 100 points. Yet is Byron Scott still getting grief for those who don't want the Lakers to win, thus putting that potential top 3 draft pick in jeopardy?
Well, I haven't been on Instagram, so I don't know. I'm sure if I go on, it's going to be a lot of people that probably be saying, what the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you guys? But it is what it is.
Clippers beat New Orleans tonight. The Kings skated Jersey. Sports, 20 and 50 minutes past each hour. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're net debt.